UN reveals how Boko Haram is funded. A UN report has revealed that the predominance of the cash economy is a major factor fueling the nefarious activities of the Boko Haram and other terrorist groups in the Lake Chad Basin region. This was contained in the 22nd report of the Analytical Support and Sanctions Monitoring Team, pursuant to Resolution 2368/2017, concerning Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant, ISIL, Al-Qaeda and associated individuals and entities. The report, which was signed by Edmund Fitton Brown, Coordinator, Analytical Support and Sanctions Monitoring Team, and Ankarat Umarov, Chair, Security Council Committee, was submitted to the UN Security Council Committee. The UN said the number of doctrinally based non-governmental organizations sending funds to local terrorist groups was growing, and member states were concerned that radicalization was increasing the threat level. The report said, meanwhile, Boko Haram, QDE.138, and the Islamic State West Africa Province, ISWAP, have had a similar impact in their areas of control, including the Lake Chad Basin. The predominance in the region of the cash economy, without controls, is conducive to terrorist groups funded by extortion, charitable donations, smuggling, remittances and kidnapping. In Nigeria, 111 schoolgirls from the town of Dapchi were kidnapped on 18 February 2018 and released by ISWAP on 21 March 2018 in exchange for a large ransom payment. The UN Security Council had last week said it remained concerned at the security and humanitarian situation caused by the Boko Haram terrorists and other armed groups in Nigeria, Cameroon and Chad. In a presidential statement, the 15-member body regretted that Central African countries were beset by ongoing terrorist activity, instability, and the effects of climate change, and asked Secretary-General Antonio Guterres to review the work of the UN Regional Office for Central Africa (UNOCA) and recommend areas for improvement. The presidential statement read, "The Security Council strongly condemns all terrorist attacks carried out in the region, including those perpetrated by Boko Haram and the Islamic State in Iraq and the Levant, ISIL, also known as Daesh. These attacks have caused large-scale and devastating losses, have had a devastating humanitarian impact including through the displacement of a large number of civilians in Nigeria, Cameroon and Chad, and represent a threat to the stability and peace of West and Central Africa." The Council notes with particular concern the continuing use by Boko Haram of women and girls as suicide bombers, which has created an atmosphere of suspicion towards them and made them targets of harassment and stigmatization in affected communities, and of arbitrary arrests by security forces. The Council emphasizes the need for affected states to counter terrorism in all its forms and manifestations, including by addressing the conditions conducive to the spread of terrorism, in accordance with obligations under international law, in particular international human rights law, international refugee law and international humanitarian law. Like this. Like loading.